Good morning. Shabbat Shalom. All praise and glory to the mighty Most High, Creator, who's one God. Blessings to the children that serve one Lord, one Creator, one Spirit, the living, the self-existing, eternal one. One. Not three. Okay, I prove everything with scriptures. I don't jack my mouth off about anything. I teach this truth. Teach you, a Christian, the truth. If you want to hear it, it's right here. I don't play games. I read the Bible to you. I write the Bible down. Yeah. Because I was tired of listening to Christians say you got to read the whole thing. I think it's pretty clear. I could do this on the computer too, but I like doing lessons both ways. This helps me. This helps me remember names, who they are. It instills the stories inside of my head. And what I'm telling you, what I read inside of these stories, inside of this Bible, are horrendous. They're ridiculous. They're mad and insane. All praise and glory to the mighty Most High. May He put His Spirit upon me now so that I may bring this message to you, guided through Spirit. Let's begin. Genesis 28. So Isaac called for Jacob and blessed him. Then he commanded him, do not marry a Canaanite woman. Go at once to Paddan Aram, to the house of your mother's father, Bethuel. Take a wife for yourself there from among the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. So, that there, folks, remember, these are communities that are going on, okay? So, Isaac wants Jacob to go back to where his brother is. I believe this is the one with Ishmael. Okay, let's read forward. May God Almighty bless you and make you fruitful and increase in numbers until you become a community of people. May He give you and your descendants the blessings He gave to Abraham, so that you can take possession of the land where you now reside as a foreigner. So we have Abraham's father and them, Isaac, were in foreign lands. They've been living in these lands as foreigners, and now he's asking him to take possession of the land. Take possession of the land from who? Somehow I feel something's going to come up here. You know, later down in the Bible, I can tell that something's already building up. That division, hostility, is taking place. Let's not read too deep into it for right now. The land God gave to Abraham. Then Isaac sent Jacob on his way, and he went to Paddan Aram, to Laban, son of Bethuel, the Arabian, the brother of Rebekah, who was the mother of Jacob and Esau. Now Esau had learned that Isaac had blessed Jacob and had sent him to Paddan Aram to take a wife from there, and that when he blessed him, he commanded him not to take a Canaanite woman, and that Jacob had obeyed his mother and father and went to Paddan Aram. Esau then realized how displeasing the Canaanite women were to his father Isaac. So when he went to Ishmael and married Mahalath, the sister of, here you go, Nabaioth, and daughter of Ishmael. That's the phonetic spelling of it. Daughter of Ishmael, son of Abraham, in addition to the wives he already had. So the descendants of Abraham, definitely they spread, but I don't think that they're spreading at this explosive growth. You understand? These people are just having 3 children. They're just having, 8 children, 11 children. These numbers aren't high enough to get to the population that we're at right now. In order for us to have got to a population of where we're at, 7,800,000,000 people, taking in all the wars that they shoved down our face, that they said that all these people have died and all these plagues that have killed these hundreds and hundreds of millions of people, you can't get to the population of 7,800,000,000. You can't do it, folks. You can't do it. You got to start thinking logically. You got to start using a little common sense. Okay? These people would have had to been spitting out like 100 children from the time they became adults and they were capable of producing. That's all they could have ever been, was just a simple produce every freaking 9 months, man. Bam, that woman would be popping a child out. And how many children do you think that a woman would allow you to pop out of her body before she finally threw the hand up and said, you know what, I'm done. 26 is enough for me. I ain't doing anymore, right? So even if you put everybody on the face of the earth that had children, that many numbers of children, you could never reach the number that we have been dumbed down. Our common sense has been ripped from us, man. Completely stripped from us, folks. Yeah, it was displeasing to the Canaanite women because Rebecca said that she'd be miserable her entire life. I'll be miserable my entire life if he takes on a Canaanite woman. I don't think that Isaac had anything to do with it. I think it was Rebecca. So he went to Ishmael and married Mahalath, the sister of Nebaioth, and daughter of Ishmael, son of Abraham, in addition to the wives he already had. Jacob left Beersheba and left for Haran. When he reached a certain place, he stopped for the night because the sun had set. Taking one of the stones, he put it under his head. Taking one of the stones, he put it under his head and lay down to sleep. He had a dream in which he saw a stairway resting on the earth. So he is in a dream, and he has, where's it at? In which he saw a stairway resting on the earth, with its tops reaching to heaven, and angels of God ascending and descending on it. There above it stood the Lord, and he said, I am the Lord, the God of your father Abraham, and the God of Isaac. I will give you and your descendants on the land on which you are lying. It's right there. This is a crafty world that we have been cast into, folks. This word here doesn't even belong here. It doesn't belong there. Do you understand? Look at that word, please. To lie. Okay? Yes, it means to also lay down, but that's not it, man. It's hidden. They're telling you that this plane of existence that we live on is a lie. Okay? Why wouldn't it be, I'll give it to the descendants on the land on which you are living? Huh? Wordcraft. So there's been a change here. The reason why this word is lying is because we live in a virtual reality. Who is this Lord? Okay, who's writing these stories? When did the Spirit, the Creator, stand away from his people? He said that he wouldn't contend with mankind. He wouldn't contend with man because you're mortal flesh. So the Spirit is saying that he isn't going to contend with us because we're mortal flesh. But yet our days will be 120 years. Okay? And then we have people that are living longer than 120 years. We have Isaac, Jacob, and Abraham, all of them living longer than 120 years, when the Lord, way back in Genesis 6 or 5:32 or something like that, maybe 6:3 of Genesis, was saying that you can't live longer than 120 years. That was way back. Way back. That was 22 chapters ago. We got people living longer than 120 years. They'd have to still be living longer than 120 years to get to a population of 7,800,000,000. Is anybody understanding what I'm saying to you? You can't get to that, folks. So why is it in which you are lying? Because this realm has all been a lie. I'm pretty sure that when the Creator said to Adam and Eve that if you eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, that you will surely die that day, didn't mean in the body, folks. Okay? It meant that they would spiritually fall from the Creator, all right? And be cast into this world of what He created, evil. Now Adam and Eve were cast into a world of evil. And who did Adam and Eve's voice, who did they cling to? They cling to that first man, Adam. Sadly, Adam didn't have a clue. The second man, Adam, didn't have a clue. He wasn't created with knowledge of good and evil. He didn't know anything. It was an empty brain that didn't know a thing. So he knew that the one that was created, the tree of knowledge of good and evil, is this energy force that is created of the Creator. And he's going to have this evil that he created go away one day. All right? And those that served him are going to get to serve him eternally. And those that serve that part of evil are going to have a nightmare times 10, 100-fold worse than any dream you've ever experienced in your life. You are going to it's on steroids. It's going to be the worst thing ever for you. So you got to question why I will give you and your descendants on the land on which you are lying. Yeah, I know that you guys could say, no, that's where they lie their head down at night and they go to sleep. Yeah, quit fooling yourselves. Quit fooling yourselves. Okay? Gentiles, you were created beastly type men. You are not the same as those men that were created in Genesis chapter 2. God has his hand on a certain people. You've got to ask, why would God allow these children that he created for Satan? That people argue that he couldn't be in control. You're out of your minds. You know exactly. He created everything for his purpose and glory. And someone to say that God he isn't in control and doesn't know what he's doing. Boy, wait until you're bug eyes. You're going to pop out of your head. Wait till you're standing before the Creator to say something so stupid. You're going to see then, your descendants will be like the dust of the earth, the Creator says. Whoa, the dust of the earth. Not the grains of sand on the beach, but the dust of the earth. What does that say to me, the dust of the earth? The dust of the earth says to me, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, because that's where the second man was created from. That's why you return to the dust. Okay? And then I will give you your descendants on the land in which you are lying. Your descendants will be like the dust of the earth, and you will spread out from the west and from the east and from the north and the south. All people be blessed through you and your offspring. These are the children of God. This is what we're being taught. I need anybody who's listening to this, that those men, that Adam and Eve, when they were cast out into this world of sin, nothing changed from that. Nothing has changed from that. This place is a sin. It's poison. It's death. It's a consuming plane of existence. Folks, I am horrified every time that I throw a piece of plastic into the garbage and that I'm a part of that I'm part of the styrofoam, that I'm part of the plastics, that I'm part of the metal, the cans, the canned foods, the cat food, all the garbage that I'm responsible myself as a consumer. Where at one time this plane of existence was, or the plane of existence, I should say, of the Creator, is Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. So picking back up where I left off. I'm not really sure. So I am with you. Watch over wherever you go. I will watch over you wherever you go. And I will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I have done what I promised you. When Jacob awoke from his sleep, he thought, surely the Lord is this place, and I was not aware of it. So Jacob wasn't even aware that the Lord was with him. Well, he was dreaming, right? And this is a book that's being written from someone that wasn't even born yet. We got Genesis being written from someone who probably wasn't even born 1,000 years later. Okay? So that there within itself. So maybe there were tablets and books that were written from these people here that have all been hidden from us. Maybe there are other books that, well, not maybe, there are other books that are missing from the Bible here. A great deal of books that are missing from the Bible. So when he woke from his sleep, he thought, surely the Lord is in this place, and I was not aware of it. Closing out this chapter, picking up at 17, he was afraid and said, how awesome this place. And this particular word here, why this word used, awesome? What do I teach people? That we live in it, we have this split language, right? So awe would be plenty enough to express this place. How awe this place. How he was of awe of this place. Why do I say that? Because the minute you go with the conjunction of some negates the awe. Do you understand that? So this word here would more likely be grand. Okay? How resplendent this place. How about what a pulchritudious. A pulchritudious view to set your eyes upon. Why not beautiful? Because they used purposely a split word that negates itself. How pleasant this place. This is none other than the house of God. This is the gate to heaven. Well, what was it that he just had earlier? Right? He laid his head down on stone. He went to sleep. He had a dream. Now he's telling you that this is the gate to heaven. This is the gate to heaven. Everything that exists of the mind. It's not of the flesh. You are a soul inside the flesh that animates the body. And when the body dies, the soul is judged. Okay. Early the next morning, Jacob had taken the stone he had placed under his head and set it up as a pillar and poured oil on it. Oh, now he's anointing the stone. What is he anointing the stone with? Oil. What kind of oil are we talking about? Dimethylene tryptamine. Okay, if you look it up, this is in medical terms, this is called DMT. Okay, the DMT is produced by the corpus callosum. Okay, this produces an oil in our head. This oil that's produced is dimethylene tryptamine, and the dimethylene tryptamine causes illusions. What have I told you? Those that were the illusions are those that are created in an image. And those that are created in an image are phantoms. And a phantom is an illusion. So he is talking about a dream. Have you ever had one of those dreams that you fall into? You're trying to wake up from it. It's just the scariest thing you've ever experienced in your life. You wake up, you're in a pool of sweat. Your sheets they're just soaked, man. In fact, you thought that you'd woken up a couple times from the dream, only to find out that you never woke up and you were still in this dream state, this nightmare that you're having, that you're just totally terrorized, all right? That is the spiritual world. You see, when your body goes to sleep, the soul returns to the Creator for spiritual feeding. Without the manna of God on you, you can't live, period. You understand that? If the Spirit isn't feeding you, you are done. That's it. Okay? So, he poured oil on it. He called the place Bethel, though the city used to be called Luz. Okay? Then Jacob made a vow, saying, if God will be with me and watch over me on this journey I am taking, and will give me food and clothing to wear, so that I can return safely to my father's household, then the Lord will be my God, and this stone that I have set up will be a pillar to God. God's house, and of all that you give me, I will give you a tenth. Oh, now all of a sudden, we're talking about a tenth. Okay? Hear me out on this. Okay? The Spirit, the self-existing eternal Creator, who's one Spirit, one God, okay? The self-existing eternal Creator doesn't need a tenth of anything. So what is this tenth that's really being required? Okay? So what's he talking about here? He's talking about this, folks. He's talking about the oil that's produced. Because each month, this oil that's produced inside your brain, you have a seed that's inside of you and it drops, okay? And this seed falls all the way to Bethlehem. This is a chakra system that I'm talking about right here, right now. Some will call this devil worship. I call it knowledge, okay? Esoteric knowledge. This is the real deal. This is what I'm trying to teach you about that man that was created in an image of God on the sixth day of creation, okay? We're living an illusion, and the reason we live this illusion is simply because of this oil. So what's required of this oil that we're to give 10% back to the Lord, that I will give you, because this is who supposedly we're supposed to be talking about. He's not talking about wealth, okay? He's not talking about wealth. He's talking about prosperity. He's talking about spiritually being fed from the Spirit. Remember when the Lord said that you will surely die that day if you eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil? That's what happened. Adam and Eve fell from grace when the Lord said that you'll surely die that day. He was talking spiritually. You will be cut off. You are no longer of the spiritual world. Adam could see the Creator. Eve could see the Creator. They could see everything in spiritual form. They were in a different place. It was what God created on the sixth day. Evil, mankind, created on the sixth day. Okay? Mankind created on the sixth day. is 666. They're created, mankind is created in Genesis 1:25. 1:25 says God created the beasts of the field, each according to their kind. The beasts of the field, each according to their kind, are mankind, which are the United Nations. Nobody's teaching this stuff to you, man. This is the real deal. Okay? I don't play with the scriptures, man. The Spirit has put it on me to bring this to you, to bring you this information. What you do with it is on you. Okay? Mankind's created on the sixth day of creation. When you add the sum of the word mankind, it comes to 66. Mankind was created on the sixth day. And then there was one man. They were created in Genesis 1:25. And then there's one man that was created in Genesis 1:27. And then that one says, so God created mankind in his own image. And in the image of God, he created him, male and female. Why doesn't this parable read, so in the image of God, he created him and her, male and female, he created them? Why does it only specify that there's one person being created here? Because the first person that's being created is the first man, Adam. Okay? First man, Adam, is a natural. Okay? He's a natural man. And then there's a second man that's created later. This one's second man is created in Genesis 2:7. And this is Adam. And this one here is formed from the dust. Remember earlier what I read? Your descendants shall be numbers like the dust, and that I will give you this land that you are lying, which you lying, okay? Because this plane of existence is all a lie, okay? You're living in an illusion. You're living a dream state. You're living in a virtual reality, and Satan is trying to create another virtual reality around you with this technology, these headsets. He's trying to literally put you inside of a computer simulation. We're already in a computer simulation, but Satan's trying to, what does he do? He's a mimic. He mimics and duplicates everything that the Spirit does. So this equipment, this new technology that you guys are putting on your eyes and stuff, that's all next stage technology. It's nothing to be played with, folks. That shit's all the devil, man. You don't want to go into that virtual world. You don't know if you could ever come out, man. You know? He's trying to trap you within a cell. We're already in a cell. We're already freaking in hell right here, man. We're on this plane of existence that you're standing on is mostly a Passover. Right? This plane of existence one day is going to fall into the fire. And everything that's on it is going to be purged. And some are going to be purged and lifted from the fire and saved when it goes. And others are going to remain in it for eternity. Those will be the ones that didn't figure out that we're living in an illusion, man. Okay? I have figured this system, this 666 system out, and it has so much. It's all spread out through the Bible here, man. This house of God, this is why he's saying, and the stone that I have set up will be the pillar to God's house. The pillar to God's house is your spinal cord, the way that the spinal cord is. That's your pillar, man. And this area here is God's house. And when Jacob lays his head on stone, he's talking about these last 5 bones down here. He lays down, he goes to sleep. When he lays down and he sets his head on stone, it's a reference to the caucus, all right, which is the lowest 5 vertebrae to your spinal column, which sit inside of the hip bone. Okay? So, this is the pillar to God's house. is your spinal cord, because the spinal cord is also a brain. It is a brain within itself, man, because it has a neural network that runs up through it. So in the back part of your brain here at the brain stem, where you have the pons, the medulla, and the center middle brain, that there, anything happens to that area there, man, that's death. That's critical stuff. So the 10th that they're talking about here that needs to be returned is something what? Why would the Creator need anything? He's the one that gives everything. See, and I don't know this, but I think that this 10% that they're talking about is something that we need to save up as we expire, because we would need this 10% oil over our lifetime to be able to exit this plane of existence. What could temper? It could be anything. It could be this oil. It could be 10% of our time through the course of the day, which means rather than you guys thinking that you can bow down and say, "Oh Lord, I love you very much. Guide me through the course of this day. I ask all these things," and your dumbass God that you ask for, which I don't ask for that shit. You know, you're gonna burn, and that's it. That's all there is to it, folks. I am a servant to the Most High today. Okay, I don't want to offend anybody. I'm not trying to offend people's prophets. I'm just trying to point out that this Bible here doesn't sound right. There's a parable, man, that confirms pretty much everything that I say here. Revelations 13:18. Here's a call for wisdom. Let the one with insight calculate the number of the beast, for it's the number of a man, and his number is 666. Mankind was created on the 6th day. Okay, when you add the sum of mankind, it comes to 66, created on the 6th day. Mankind is the beast. And then there was another that was created, an energy force. This man here is the first man, Adam. First man, Adam, is a natural man. The second man, Adam, here, he's formed, and he is a spiritual. This is a spiritual war, folks. Spiritual war. Let's bow your heads and let's pray out. Our Creator, the Spirit, which moves all things in place. There is none like you. How resplendent and beautiful your creation. How grateful I am to you that you've given me this opportunity to serve you and come back to you, to bring others back to you. Please, Lord, let me do what's required so that I may save souls myself, so that I may balance my scales, so that I may bleach these stains that I have on my meat suit. Please, Lord, when I pass away, save me. Don't let me go about naked. Save those that may be listening to this message and reaching out to you right now, trying to understand the truth of what this Bible says. I love you with all my mind, heart, and soul, my strength, might, everything that comprises me, flesh here. You are the one true Almighty Creator. I ask all these things only in your name, my Lord, the self-existing eternal one, the supreme Creator, a Spirit. This is White Raptor News Ministries.